Welcome to this channel. The channel is for educations and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. Today, I'd like to share with you a very serious problem with Wing Chun in past 130 years. So, how serious it is? It is so serious that if we do not clean it up, it is guaranteed go nowhere but living in a different world. So this is how serious it is. The problem is that if we Wing Chuners cannot get our head straight, you can expect the entire thing collapse. Now, today I don't mean to put down everybody or all the grandmaster in past 130 years since Tai Hua Ming Kam or Liang Zhan. But thing has to be addressed. What we can see and track in history since the 1870, the Red Book, the design of the 3 Wing Chun sets until now, we know it is a problem. We know it is not par with like today's BJJ or Kyokushin or Western boxing or judo. It cannot be par because in today's Wing Chun, many things, basic thing, which is people promote today, is a disaster. Now, it is true that usually when some Wing Chuner asking me and like to discuss with me on Wing Chun, I ask them go study Western boxing, Thai boxing, go study BJJ, go study Kyokushin, but don't study Wing Chun. It is true that I tell people to do so. Why? Because many Wing Chuners, even after decades of in Wing Chun practice and training, even they are Sifu or Grandmaster, they have no idea what is the reality of fighting. So it's better off you go study BJJ, you study MMA, you study Western boxing, you study Thai boxing, you study Kyokushin, you really study, not just go for a seminar, really go to a formal school and study so you get trained. You know what is fighting is about. Okay. So it is true that I always do this. People might thought that, well, you know, it's strange, Hendrik, why do you put down Wing Chun? Well, what matter is you don't want to mislead people. You know they cannot do it because their mind is not, or their head is not straight. They don't know what is going on. So today I'm going to share with you to open this thing up so you know. If your teacher cannot teach you fighting and cannot get a head straight thing, you better go learn BJJ, go learn MMA, go learn whatever, but not stuck in Wing Chun. Okay? So let's begin with this. So today I'm going to open up the entire thing to show you the problem. Where you don't solve, you don't have Wing Chun, sorry. So weeks ago, and actually often, I receive things like this, message like this. Hendrik, for me, it is quite difficult to understand your concept without seeing what it looks like with a human training partner. For instance, in this video, you discuss the following concept: consist without concessions, dynamic balance and imbalance, recycling momentum, torquing, contract and expansion. It makes sense theoretically, but I confuse as to how to actually apply it. The last time I tried to apply your concepts in sparring, you said I was wrong, everything wrong. So now I reluctant to try again. Okay. Well, this is actually a very common. And when I receive this, usually I just tell all these friends, you better go learn MMA, learning other things. Don't learn Wing Chun. And Wing Chun 1850 is not for you. Well, we can come back later. No, we'll come back later to share with you what's going on. In the past 2 weeks or so, I've been sharing a lot of information here, details, to get every technical details presented, the basic at least. Okay. Obviously, these friends do not comprehend what I'm presenting there. Now, so I even make this chart like the general Qi Ji Guang is a momentum base. There's whatever today's Wing Chun is some hand technique based. You have this philosophy, concept, whatever, Qi and everything. So in all those videos, I try to clear things up because it's technical stuff. Now, over here is keeping talking about this thing called concept. Your concept. And then he said that here, try to apply the concept. And then he said that it makes sense theoretically. Now let's see what is concept. So according to the dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, concept is an abstract idea, a general notions. Here he said that it is quite difficult to understand your concept. Now, how is that all those things is concept? When this is everything is technical details, which we're going to go through it, okay? Now, so why is people using terms which is mean nothing? Now, can you blame this? On they will not be able to see what is going on? Seriously, you cannot blame them. Why? Because in past 100 years, until today, yes, in Wing Chun, it is bad education. It is not even Chinese. It is made up by those who have no idea what is going on. So, for the past 100 years or 130 years, bad Wing Chun education led into this. Where you will not be able to see what in front of your eyes. But all those who practice MMA and Kyokushin and everything, they be able to see what I'm talking about in here. So there's the problem. If you have this type of bad educations, this type of bad education is always like this. This grandmaster say, This king of Wing Chun say, the legendary characters like Liang Zhan or Tai Fa Ming Gam or Mui or Ji Xian says, the lineage says, Bruce Lee say, like in the movie, Yip Man movie, okay, and then you have this mind spinning stuff like a concept, philosophy, theory, and then I think it's 5 animal style, or I think it's Western boxing. According to this grandmaster, there are some Taiji, some Honga, like same as this and that. It's always like that. Or somebody will say, my Si Hing know more than your student. I know it too. I have it too. My lineage have it too. And then I challenge you to fight. Talk with your mouth, talk with your hand, not your mouth. This is my way, my interpretation. Now, how are you going to get anybody have a sharp mind and have creating real fighter like in the Western boxing, like in the BJJ, like in MMA, like in Kyokushin? You can with this kind of thing, because all of this kind of thing is talking nonsense. It's talking nothing, no technical content. Keeping talking about concept. So what is concept? Do you know what is concept? Now, let me share with you the real Chinese education, the real Chinese Buddhist Shaolin educations, okay? So here on, you know what is the real in the Buddhist teaching, the Shaolin teaching, the real martial art from the Shaolin type, not those Tai Chi stuff, okay? Those are who know what the heck. Okay, before that, beside this bad educations, I want to share with you one thing. If you go to ChatGPT, ask what is Wing Chun structure, the ChatGPT will say in Wing Chun, a martial art developed in China, the term structure typically refer to the fundamental body positions and position that the practitioner adapt during training and combat. Wing Chun emphasize a balanced and relaxed structure that enable efficient movement and quick response. Some key aspects of Wing Chun structure, including this. Okay, just take a snapshot and read about it. So this is in the ChatGPT. This is one of the really bad thing right now, the entire world, and mark it down in the history like this. You use this kind of thing to train your student, is guaranteed garbage in, garbage out, because nobody know what is going on. Now you ask me, well, Hendrik, are you sure the structure stuff? Well, I'm going to prove to you that Wing Chun 1850 have no structure. Structure is somebody created. And if you have structure, you exactly fall into what Bruce Lee said, land swimming. Okay? There is evidence for that. Now, so this is the real teaching of the Chinese Shaolin or Buddhist training or Buddhist martial arts. Okay? The Chinese, the Shaolin or the Buddhist type of Qigong, internal art, meditations, and fighting art, you always have to follow this. Okay? The first thing is not studying, this is called 不学无术. Not studying, we have no skill. You can't have this, have this kind of stuff. Just talk, who said this, he said this, concept, philosophy, my theory, your theory. That's called not studying. You don't know the details. And now my interpretation, your interpretation, and after 130 years, nobody know what the heck's going on. Okay? And that's why you cannot apply in the real world. The last time I tried to apply your concept, sorry, I have no concept there. There is technical details, mechanics, momentums, all sort of stuff. Inspiring. So there is no concept in ancient writing and teaching. It's not my concept. It's how to handle the momentum. If you don't know this, and if you don't know all this reality mechanisms and everything, how can you apply that in a sparring? Of course, you ask me for that, I'm telling you, you are all wrong. Why? Because you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Or I'm presenting what the ancient is talking about. And so you say, well, now I'm reluctant to try again. Good luck. Real life is all try and error and correction. Nobody is like here. Okay, you hear. This is the legendary character Mui teach secret. You learn one time, you know it all. Okay, forget about it. So when study something, one need to clean your cup before drinking the new tea. As Bruce Lee always said, empty your cup, empty your mind. You cannot practicing Wing Chun 1870 and writing books and teaching the 1856 core element. People try to do that last year. This guy who is studying the 1870 Wing Chun, his body and everything, he have no idea what is the 6 core element. And he is writing a book, copying my book on 6 core element. That is really clear that you don't clean your cup before drinking new tea. You need to know, like when people say something, you need to listen. Like in today's industrial, you always want to understand what other people say. You don't just say, go jump in like this. Okay? It's quite difficult to understand your concept. When you say the first sentence, understand your concept, I know you don't know. You don't clean your cup. So that's why you see the entire world is concept. What concept? Concept is an extract. I'm showing momentum handling in details. So that's how serious it is. So I'm not blaming at the people who doing all the mistake. But you need to change. If you don't change, there's nothing you can learn. And because of this kind of mentality, everybody can say writing a book, putting their 5 cents, or studying a lineage, making claim that they are special in this and that, and so this your 100 years, and garbage in, garbage out, everybody learn it, everybody is garbage. Okay? That's not Chinese. Chinese is that you need to clean your cup. You try to understand what is going on without putting your mindset there. Okay? And then you need to follow step-by-step instruction. Expect wrong and correct mistake. It's not like this. I try to apply your concept in sparring. You say it was wrong. I was doing everything wrong. And so now I reluctant to try again. You try to apply my concept, meaning you don't know what I'm talking about. And then you reluctant to try again. That's exactly this is. Not following step-by-step instruction, not expecting I can be wrong. It's very simple. People can just say, Hendrik, in that video, in that YouTube, you explain, say, the concessions without concession, concede without concession. What do you mean? I really don't understand. Well, I explain to you, right? But when you tell me this, for instance, in this video, you discuss the following concept. Then I know you don't even know what I'm talking about. Believe it or not, you get say a Kyokushin, a real Kyokushin, a black belt and so forth. When they watch this video, I bet you they know what I'm talking about. Okay, and they don't take it as concept. So that's how bad is this education. Now again, I'm not putting people down. I'm just saying that that is a dead end. You need to stop if you don't want to learn something. Now, let's get into this serious stuff on the ancient Buddhist training in martial art, in Qigong, in meditation, whatever. Now, there are 3 levels of learning or education. 3 levels. The first level is called Wen Hui in Mandarin. In English, it's translated to wisdom from you heard something. So Wen Hui is heard and learn the proper facts. Okay, you heard, you learn the proper facts. For example, you go to a high school, you learn the law of physics. Law of physics is the proper facts. And it is by evidence. That's for example, you want to, number 1, the first level of learning is learn the proper facts. To heard about it. Like you go to high school, you learn physics. That's proper facts. Not this. Not this. If you go through this, and this is guaranteed, you're dead. For example, you don't learn about the Newton's law. And then you keeping going on and on with Newton's son is who, Newton's best student is who, which best student say what. You completely missing the point of what is a Newton's law. It's law of physics. So one must heard the proper teaching. And because you heard the proper teaching, you have the wisdom from heard. Got it? You heard the Newton's law properly, it gives you a wisdom from that hearing, from the listening. And when somebody tell you, hey, I can fly, and you say, are you sure? Let's center gravity there. Are you sure? So that's about the Wen Hui. So in the Buddha's teaching, you always have to follow the Buddha's sutta. Not this. This grandmaster say, this king of Wing Chun say, this whatever concept, everything. No, everything is clearly defined, detailed, properly defined. That's the teaching of Buddha. The second, you have to have this 智慧. This is the second level of learning. 智慧means wisdom from theoretical investigations. Meaning, once you heard about the proper facts, like the Newton's law, you actually investigate it. You comprehend it, investigation, analyze, relating it, grouping, and deriving. So like in high school, after you learn the Newton's law, you need to work on the homework problem solving. You need to discuss, you need to debate with your teacher, and you need to do proof with mathematics. That is called wisdom from theoretical investigations. It's called 智慧. Only after this, you get into the wisdom of practice. This is called 修慧. Now, at this level, you need to testing whatever you know, experiment whatever you know, experience whatever you know, develop insight, and get realizations. So, for example, on this case, first you heard about Newton's law, and then you do homework, problem solving with the math and scratching your head, spinning your head, to make sure that you get really solid your theoretical background and all this the proper Newton's law you understood. And then you go to the laboratory, you do experiment, verification, real life testing, and real life mass production. Like after you learn Newton's law, you work on the homework, you try to design a car, an automobile. You go to the lab, you're testing it up, in and out, and so forth. And at the end, you can mass build the car which you can have mass productions. This is how the ancient Chinese teaching is about. Same with Wing Chun, 1850. Or prior to that, or in the Shaolin. Stop to get into this, okay? Same as Tai Chi, same as Honga. Come on. So this page, you remember, this is how the ancient Chinese learn. This is how the real grandmaster learn and teach. If you read Surangama Sutta have this Wen Shi Xiu, using the wisdom from hearing, wisdom from theoretical investigations, wisdom from practice, you enter into samadhi. It's not voila. My teacher is Hendrik. Hendrik is the king of Wing Chun. Thus, I'm the #1 student. Are you serious? You look at the 1,000 years of the Buddhist teaching in China, all the Zen master. Did they talk about this is my #1 student, #2 student? The Qi Ji Guang tell you, this is my #1 soldier, #1 left-hand guy. Why there's no that thing? Because what you preach in 100 years is all totally nonsense. Okay? It is not Chinese. You need to go doing this. Now, so you need to understand this, okay? This is not Hendrik concept. This is how you need to practice the details in order to learn, to get an education. Don't give me all those sinology, PhD or anything. This is Chinese way of doing Chinese thing. That's how it is. That's how Buddha is teaching. As for this, I say that Wing Chun is the real 1850 Wing Chun, got nothing to do with this structure stuff and whatever record in the ChatGPT, the entire thing. Got nothing to do with it, zero to do with all this thing. In fact, this is actually completely opposite from what the 1850s Wing Chun is teaching. But this is in ChatGPT. 1850s Wing Chun is not in ChatGPT. So you know what is cast in stone in the history. And you know that is a problem if you don't know this. And you keeping going with this, you will never develop even the very basic of the Shaolin Wing Chun 1850 or anti-Qing Wing Chun. Now, let me show you the evidence. So this is the writing, the quid of 1850s Wing Chun, right? The anti-Qing Wing Chun. So as I share for many months already or many years already, the 1870s Wing Chun, the Pro-Qing Wing Chun, whoever designed that 3 sets, including Xiu Lim Tao, Cham Kiu Biuji, took a fragmented 1850s anti-Qing Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao content and create today's 3 sets. Now, that is a reality nobody can deny. Because it's history, it's backed by evidence. Now, today I want to share with you more. Why there's no structure? Structure is actually modern creations after 1900 or late 1900 or after 1870. So, in my books, Wing Chun Inception, I already translate the thing for you. The writing of 1850. The Xiu Lim Tao writing. Okay? So, over here, practice instruction. This is even before the content of the 1850 Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao details. He said that eyes must strike hand, hand must strike heart, hand issue from heart. The details of mind and body synchronization has to be meticulous. Well, 1870, people create the Xiu Lim Tao. They took this thing, only this hand issue from heart. They have no idea on this hand must strike, eyes must strike hand, hand must strike heart. They don't have the idea on this entire loop. Your eyes, your hand, your heart, your mind, your body, synchronization, they don't. They just took this thing out. So the rest is up for interpretation. That's why you end up with this, all these interpretations. And all this interpretation. Now, after this, they say that every stretch and contract or every extend and contract, that is according to the Shaolin teaching. Contract here, extend here. Okay, you can read about this. I shared the other day already. So, okay, this is the Resurrecting Wing Chun book. So, All this contract and extension got to do with your momentum. Okay, your momentum. And this contract extend is actually the handling of your body and footwork. So like over here, you can shoot in on different angle. That's how you play the concede without concession, as I explained in other video. Okay. And also you have this half step and the plum flower footwork, everything linked into one, lumped into one. So you need to know at that time, you need to develop your body, footwork handling, your momentum handling, your shoot in, blah, 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 which is I have already shared before. Okay. Now, at the last of this practice instruction, it said slow movement is analogous to calm, smooth wave. Fast movement is analogous to a violent wave. Now, how is structure, okay, relax and balance, economic motions, sensitivity, arm position, center of gravity, and this fundamental position and posture during training and combat, all this description can get into wave. So what is wave? In Bruce Lee's American English, wave means flow like water, my friend. Okay? Have ever in all this instruction tell you to do a structure? It never. It just said your body and your mind has to synchronize. Okay? It just say that you have to handle your momentum, your body and your footwork. Your momentum handling, your body and your footwork, and your recycling momentum and your talking. And it concludes that when you do it slowly, it's like the calm, smooth wave. When you do it fast, you shoot in, it's like a violent wave go in, it never stop. It's a recycling momentum. Now you tell me, okay, like in this chat GPT, you tell me you get all the grandmasters since 1870 until today. It doesn't matter. You call up Ji Sim or Wing Chun or Leong Bok Lao or Mui. How the hell your structure standing there with your concept, you be able to arrive at that flow like water, my friends. Wave, making wave, tornado, tsunami, sorry. You cannot get there with your center line, your mind power, your structure. You will never get into the wave. Well, you need the wave to fight for fighting. Why? Didn't General Chi Chi Guang say everything is momentum? As I share with you here. General Chi Chi Guang is a momentum based. Momentum tactic combo continues to improve, evolve, and expand. Didn't Chi Chi Guang doing this? No, the Chi Chi Guang martial art is momentum based. Didn't Bruce Lee tell you? Flow like water, my friend. How the world is this? You continue to train this will get you into this thing. You can. This is like building a wreck. How can building a wreck become a wave, flow like water, my friend? That's why Bruce Lee said Wing Chun is land swimming. You like it or not? Is Bruce Lee wrong? No, he's not wrong. He found out that, hey man, you guys are doing land swimming. That's why Bruce Lee, like me, American Chinese, say straight, hey man, no, this is not right. So with this kind of stuff, how are you going to learn anything? Is this concept? Is this concept? Is this concept? Is this concept? It is not concept. It is the entire technology, if you want to call it. Now, people usually love to get this. It's quite difficult to understand your concept without seeing what it looked like with a human training partner. So the issue here is that the problem is here. If you don't know that what is concept, what is the momentum in detail, the technology, you don't know what it is. And then when you come to say, okay, without seeing what it look like with a human training partner, since 1973, this Bruce Lee scene has been 50 years out in the public. Are you sure if you don't know this, you know what it is? It's proven you don't know. Everybody see this scene, and guess what they do? They do this. Hand techniques. Wing Chun concept, hand technique, center line, structure. Are you serious? Is Bruce Lee doing your center line, your hand techniques, or the entire momentum go through the momentum, the footwork, contract, extend to shoot in from different angles, concess without concessions, and stealing the half steps, and then recycling momentum. Now, if you don't want to learn this, this basic, after 50 years, you don't know what Bruce Lee is doing because you say, well, I want to have this. I want to see what it looks like with a human training partner. You have a Bruce Lee show you right in front of your eyes for 50 years. Bruce Lee show you 50 years right in front of your eyes what it is, and you're still doing this. Hand techniques, center line, standing there with structure. So it's hopeless. If you don't have the basic, like the Chinese way, first you need to study. When you want to study, clear your mind. Listen to what people said, listen to what the teacher said. It's not like when the high school teacher out there talk about Newton's law, you down there, you just read comic books. And then you think, well, I know what the teacher is talking about. And then the teacher say, hey, you need to go step by step, solving this equation, blah, blah, blah. You don't do that. And of course, you're going to get screwed up. You're going to solve the problem wrong. And there's the job of the teacher to correct you. And that's a part of learning. And you never heard about this. What are you learning? You like watching movie, isn't it? And then you think, make believe that you know everything. And yet, as what I said, for 50 years, Bruce Lee's does about 30 seconds is in front of everybody's eyes, but people don't see momentum, keeping still standing that structure and keeping go preaching. My teacher say this. Wing Chun is from 5 animal style, from Western boxing, and you have to be soft like Tai Chi, or you have to be like play like Honga iron, the iron wire sets. Good luck. You end up with like that. 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I shared this with Dave. Dave is nice to come and help me to show this video. How many people really know what I'm doing there? Even I already explained what is going on. So it's 2,381 people view. But I guarantee you, 99.9% of the people don't know what I'm talking about. Why? Because you don't have this. Because you don't have this basic. You don't have this basic. Thus, it's like this Bruce Lee's clip. After 50 years, people still don't know what you're doing at, looking at. They're still doing this. Hand techniques. You can go look into this and see whether you see what I'm doing or not. Well, they've experienced it, but do you see what they've seen? Of course not. And you see how the mechanics works? Of course not. That's why, because there's so many people asking questions. I whining like an old lady, okay? I make videos whining like an old ladies. One of my best college friend who is a founder in one of the top Silicon Valley high-tech company, very successful high-tech company, CEO, president, told me he studied Wing Chun too. He told me, Hendrik, you are repeating yourself all the time. You need to cut down everything into 3 minutes. So I always told him, you know why I'm like an old lady, keeping repeating? Because people don't hear what I'm saying. If I just doing a 3 minutes, people will say, well, I know it too. Well, you have the 30 seconds of Bruce Lee's clip there and nobody see it for 50 years. You have millions of people watch it, but nobody say, hey, there's some momentum. There's how you have to shoot in. It's not only just hand techniques. None, zero. The entire Wing Chun is still the same. Hey, you know, structure. That's life. So this is what I like to share with you today. I know it is a really hardball sharing here. But man, this is like a Zen, right? Zen teaching. Like my teacher, Grandmaster Xuan Hua, or Venerable Xuan Hua, the real Zen patriot. You know, many times it has to be strong in words. Otherwise, we don't wake up. Like my my ex my late Sifu, Ben Xian Hua, just hammer you from the head, like the Zen teaching. Like you go to, you read about Zen teaching Some Zen teaching is like the master slap to your head right away. Some just push you out from the door. You read that. Well, that is just to shock the person to get it out. So now you see me present in this video. Dan Hendrik is challenging all the grandmaster in the past 130 years since 1870, and even the guy who designed that set, Xiu Lin Tao set, right? No, I'm not challenging anybody. I'm just telling you that those people don't know. Not everybody just promote to grandmaster or design something means that they know something. In Chinese, it's like that. So in Song Dynasty, one of the officials who want reform, he say, well, you know, not all ancestors you must listen to. General Qi Ji Guang say, hey, you're not going to follow everything as what it is. You have to be pragmatic. You need to know what is going on. That's why General Qi Ji Guang even go learn the Japanese samurai sword. If you screw up, you screw up. Okay, come on. Don't say, well, I'm the grandmaster. So if we cannot do that, we cannot learn. As what I shared with you, the first thing of the Buddha's teaching, the wisdoms of hearing. You want to hear the real thing. Even though that what you hear is hurting you, you want to know the facts, the truth, or else the entire thing collapse. So you rather me kissing you, giving you sweet sugar, candy coating, or tell you, hey man, it's time to wake up. Wing Chun cannot achieve by the structure. Sorry. And that exactly fall into Bruce Lee's saying that Wing Chun is land swimming. So where is all the structure and Wing Chun, all this today come from? You guys all get brainwashed by Hong Kong Wing Chun movie. And now the China making more movie too. They are basing things from movie and their own creativity. Well, that's okay to make movie. But in ancient, as what I just shared with you, in 1850, you want to be at high speed, it's like a tsunami. Sorry, you need to learn momentum and everything. You need to condition this body. Your structure, standing there, your hand techniques is not going to be able to realize the tsunami or the momentum handling. This is a reality. So your Xiu Lin Tao is useless? Yes, it is useless. Again, I'm not the first guy who say it. Uncle Bruce Lee is the first guy, land swimming. So don't attack me. Go attack Uncle Bruce Lee. Okay, he said 50 years ago, 1969. That's the reality. So after 1969 to today, 50 something years, Uncle Bruce Lee said there's land swimming. I'm out of it. After so many years, people don't change. People continue on, wasting resources, wasting the talented people in Wing Chun, wasting all this thing. Now ChatGPT written it down in the history, cast in the stone. You become a joke in the history. Wing Chun today has become a joke in the history. And it is right now, we know that it's not according to the 1850s teaching, it's not according to the Chinese teaching. Sorry. So are you going to change? Not according to Hendrik, according to what I shared with you just now, okay? I tell you one thing. In my book, the first page on the introduction, I quote this thing. Okay, you can take a snapshot. This is a lyrics from A Love Before Time from Coco Lee. Coco Lee have just passed away a few weeks ago, right? The thing read this. If the sky open up for me and the mountain disappear, if the sea run dry, turn to dust, and the sun refuse to rise, I would still find my way by the light I see in your eyes. The world I know fade away, but you stay. So, whatever happened in 1850, if the sea run dry, turn to dust, and the sun refuse to rise, I would still find my way by the light I see in your eyes. We got the information, now we see what it is. The world I know fade away, but you stay. How long do you think I can live? Another 10 years? Another 20 years? I'm gonna die. But you know what? All this in 1850, all the proper teaching of the Buddhas and the Shaolin, the Qi Guang, stay. That is the bottom line. So that those who really want to study the real Chinese culture, Chinese martial arts, Wing Chun, know what it is. That is the bottom line. I'm no Bruce Lee, who is the good fighter and good martial artist. I am just like, if you read Hamlet, Horatio, I'm just like Horatio. I just tell the story of Hamlet. So Horatio tells the story of Hamlet. I am just telling the story of 1850s Wing Chun and Chinese martial arts. So that's what it is. So after 50 years, I tell you this. Please don't let somebody come 100 years later and point it out saying, 150 years ago, Uncle Bruce Lee tell you this. 100 years ago, Hendrik tell you this. And today you're still doing the same thing. Okay? Don't let that happen. You guys are all smart guys, talented people. Why screw yourself? Think about it. There's so many things. Wing Chun is very deep. Why make it like this today?